Hey, we are back again. So glad you guys could spend some time with me. I'm on the boat again, and no, this is not my boat. I work on this boat, and I work for a fine family that I've worked for over 10 years now. And they're great people, and I consider them family. And that's the way I like to treat all my friends and business acquaintances, as family, like you guys are right now. Okay, wow, what a tough week. I really don't want to talk about the week so much as I want to talk about what the media does and what it does to you and I and how it makes all of us feel. Wow, it's really chilly on this boat this morning. Most people don't know boats don't have heaters, right? Because we usually are somewhere tropical and warm, but or you put them in storage for the winter. So really chilly this morning. I'm talking about the media again because every YouTube channel I listen to, and there's some great information out there, but almost all of it has that slant. And it's this: we have this big narrative that we would like to project, and therefore, everybody think this way about FTX or Sam or whatever the situation is. I personally didn't have any money in the game. So for those of you who did, I feel for you. I'm sorry that it happened. Hopefully you're going to get your money back. Be patient. Try and think positively. It always helps me anyway. And I have been phished in the past. And that reminds me, I don't have a WhatsApp account. I will never text you my phone number in the chat down below. I am working on my website. You can reach me there eventually at thestablecrew.com. But don't fall for the phishing stuff down below. It's not me. That's not who I am. You'll be able to tell when I remark on your comment. I know it's kind of tricky sometimes, but if somebody's asking you for 1 Bitcoin and if somebody thinks that if you give me 1 Bitcoin and I'm going to give you 5 back, I don't know anybody who would make that trade, but it's not me. Okay. So let me get that out there. So it has been a brutal week. I don't want this video to just be about brutal weeks. I want you to see this in an optimistic light, and here's how I'm going to do that. 90% of all restaurants fail. Over 50% of all business fails. Failure, it's attrition, right? And new industry, I think 99% of all .com failed. You have to get the right coins. If you're in ISO coins at all, you're pretty safe. Like, I happen to know bankers involved in that. That is a real deal. That is happening. There are people behind the scenes that are growing this network that is not an exchange. You have the actual coin. You are the company. You are the product. You own all of that, all in one token coin. And if you understand that, it's just software and code. It's very difficult for that to fail. Do you understand? It's when you start putting human beings involved, okay? That's the weak point, if you ask me, about XRP, is Ripple, right? That's the weak part. It's sort of like, if anyone's noticed, the SEC never put Bitcoin in court. Who do you bring to court? There's nobody there. There's no there, right? Who would show up in a suit? It's autonomous. It's the way you need things to be. So why? Because I don't know anything about Sam, and let's talk about character. I don't know anything about the man. And I know what I've heard people tell me that they've heard from the media, or they've heard from other sources about who the man is. I've had people make assumptions about me my whole life. I've had people say things about me that were not only remotely accurate, they were 180 degrees of who I actually am. I've worked for famous people, some of the most famous people in the world, on business level and on acting or whoever, right? Almost everything the public thinks about that person is wrong. I only worked for one guy that was just absolutely everything everybody said negative about that's who that guy is. Anyway, I don't want to go down that road. So we don't know who Sam is. We don't know what his ideas were, and I know you think you do, and maybe you do, and who knows. I don't want this video to be about FTX. I want you to understand where we're going as a space. This just confirms my belief that we're going to go peer-to-peer. Like if you have any knowledge of like SushiSwap or Uniswap or PancakeSwap, any of these, or I know a guy working with the HODL group, and they're creating an exchange. It isn't out yet, but it's a true peer-to-peer exchange. Me to you. I sell you 10 XRP, you give me the cash. They're just the middle connection, connecting the two of us so that one is an exiting wallet, one's an entry wallet, and they can only go that way. And this separate wallet can only go that direction. I'm simplifying it, but you get the point. It's so safe and so secure to do it that way. If we can get that rolling, okay, we don't need brokers. We don't need people in between me and my tokens. I don't have people between me and my tokens. That's why I don't leave my tokens or coins on an exchange. Once you get your coin, you buy your coin. Don't leave it there. Okay, if you're a trader, yeah. If you're gonna 24 hours or maybe 48 hours, okay, I understand that. But the volatility of this market, you just don't know. And I don't even care if it's a stable coin. I wouldn't leave my coins on an exchange. I just wouldn't, unless you're about to purchase something. So I always give that advice on this show, and I will always give that advice on this show. One other thing, I don't have a WhatsApp account, guys. I'm not going to text you in the chat down below. That's not me. Those people are phishing people. My wife and I got phished, 4 years ago, 5 years ago in crypto. My wife's an attorney. She got phished for 2 Ethereum when it was $4,000 or whatever it was. I don't know how many years ago that was. It was brutal. I mean, she's an attorney and she got phished. Don't fall for this. There's only 1% of like all the problems in crypto. 1% is actual hacking. The other 99.9% or more, I'd even call it, is phishing. And they're trying to get you to put your money and do something here and do it over. And the biggest failure is obviously the networks and exchanges. Those are unfortunately receiving a lot of black eyes. But there's options. You don't have to trade through exchanges. And I think that's the future of where we're going. That's the positivity of this video. The more things happen like the Celsius, and the more things that happen to FTX, and how many times is Coinbase shut down? Every time the market drops or goes way up, you can't buy or sell your coins anyway with those people. So why would you do that? You don't need those people to transact. So the more black eyes on exchanges, the more improvement we will have over time. Remember, guys, we are pioneers. Pioneers had to haul that wagon all the way out west to get the gold, okay? It's a long, brutal trail, you know? And there's going to be a lot of struggles on the way. And we are gaining ground. And with every misstep or mishap, we learn human error is always the problem. Human greed is always the problem. It's always been the problem. But you and I are in this space. Why? Because we're tired of human greed and human error creating the problem always for the little guy. It's always the little guy that takes the brunt of the problem. It's seldom ever people like Sam. Sam's going to be fine. You know, he's had a brutal week, but he's going to be fine in this world, I assume. You know, he's probably in a whole lot of trouble. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. That's another thing. Money doesn't solve all your problems. He had all the money he could ever spend. And look at the hole he dug. What a mess that kid's in. The tangled web we weave, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, roller coaster of life that kid's on. So I think I covered the thing I really wanted to get across, and that is we are improvements. Whenever you see, one of my favorite teachers talks about contrast all the time. Contrast creates clarity. The more rocky the road, the clearer the path can become, because you can clear the stones out of the way. Clarity is so important. And we're learning so much about crypto and how the market works and why we got into it. We got into this to keep brokers from being between us and our money and bankers from between us and our money. And what have we done? We turned right around and put exchanges in between us and our money. This is what we're trying to solve with autonomous networks. This is the future of you and I transacting with people all over the world. Remember my example of the goat shepherd in Africa who wants to sell his hide to you. We don't need a broker or an exchange in between the two of us. We're going to exchange through tokens, through a autonomous network, to where it's he and I. I want the hide and he wants to sell it, and we both prosper. That's where we're headed. That's where this whole market is. All right, guys, I just thought I'd give my 2 cents on the whole thing. And remember, the attrition rate's going to be brutal. There's over 20,000 tokens, companies out there that are in crypto space, and we're going to lose probably 19,000 of those. Probably more than that. Just figure out which ones work for you. Again, try and stay in the top 50. I don't give coin advice. I blurt out every now and then some of the coins that I own, and I will be talking about coins I own. It's not a secret. I don't know that those coins are going to make it. Gosh, there's probably 5 or 6 projects that have went belly up that I owned. So it's not a perfect science, and there's going to be a lot of mishaps and missteps along the way. But overall, the space is getting better, and I do believe in the technology, and that's why we're in this space. So don't let your brother-in-law or your cousin this weekend tell you what an idiot you are because the whole sky's falling and it's going to zero. It's one of the things about investments that most people don't understand. It's very seldom that investments go to zero. But we're not talking about investment here, investment. We're talking about, because Ford Motor Company Corporation goes bankrupt and quits making cars and trucks, does the car industry die? No. Our industry is so strong from the backbone, the base of crypto, the people that I get to talk to, the bankers, the brokers in the background. These people know they're not building a tall skyscraper that can topple over right now. They're building the foundation. They're digging in the ground, and they're building this cement and steel that's going around the face of the globe. And it's a banking network, and you people know who I'm talking about. It's not just ISO, but it is ISO. And many other banking networks are being connected, and they're being connected in a way that is so foundational. It's going to be the strength of the future of this market. It's not going, the entire crypto sphere is not going to zero no matter what they try and tell you. There's too much foundational support, and there's too many people that own it, and there's too many people that know where it's going. And on a spiritual level, there's too many people who are great people like you and I who believe it's going there. And really, that's the energy of this planet. That's the energy of the people of this planet. That's how I know it's not going to zero. Okay, guys, hope you guys got something from that, and I'm out.